I'm waving through a window that I've seen 10 times before. Where's the show that offers more? 2, 3, 4. Give me a little new music. How about a little new music? Too much time with the news has got me feeling news sick. Let's try a little new music.
This is the first time I'm premiering Mansplaining, my song from Glass Ceilings. A Little New Music is such a wonderful place to premiere a new musical theater.
I think it's great to introduce, my stuff to a new audience and also be part of a community that both values new musical theater and also supports it.
I had a song and a concert, and it felt like a really safe audience that really was in tune with what I was trying to say.
I came from the Bronx to come sing here. I'm singing Dance Floor. It's a new song from the Broadway show Talk to Me.
The song I get to perform tonight is called The Only Straight Boy in the Room, which really spoke to me.
I am singing a new song, Karner and Gregor's song called Fractured Fairy Tale. It's really exciting because we get to put our spin on it, and you're really a part of that process too, of bringing a show to reality.
Best talent in town, the best writers around the globe. It's not a casual cabaret, it's a highly produced concert.
This is my first time seeing A Little New Music. It gives you a little taste of what's new and what's to come, and it just makes me excited because I want to see every single show now.
I really think people need to come and experience hearing songs that have not been performed before. There's something incredible about hearing it for the first time.
Ballads, up-tempos, jazzy tunes, old school Broadway type of songs. Sometimes like the next Sondheim shows up, and you get to be a part of that.
Let's try a little new music. Come on, guys. Let's try a little new music. A little new music, that's the name of the show.
Welcome to A Little New Music. I am Keela Packett. I am one of the volunteer producers here. And for those of you who have attended any of our 22 in-person concerts, or if you're new to A Little New Music, we'd like to welcome you to our Spotlight series where we highlight one writer at a time.
Welcome, everyone. It is hard to believe that 2020 is almost over. So who's ready to celebrate the holidays at home? Maybe not, but you know what? My name's Luke. I'm one of the co-founders and a volunteer producer as well, and I am thrilled to welcome y'all back to this new virtual concert series.
We're so happy to give you this special little nightcap and also ask kindly for your support. At any time, you can scan the little QR code on your screen to help this all-volunteer effort. Where is it? Right there it is. It helps us give something, a little bit of something to our writers and our performers.
We also want to thank two great organizations, ASCAP, whose generous support makes our work possible, and New Musicals Incorporated, whose partnership sustains us.
Oh, one more thing. Later on in the show, we'll take your questions for our writers, so just type your questions in our live chat.
All right, let's get on with the show. We are so excited to have with us tonight Rona Siddiqui. Rona is the recipient of the 2020 Jonathan Larson Grant and the 2019 Billy Burke Ziegfeld Award.
Incredible. Her show, Salam Medina, Tales of a Halfgan, had a developmental workshop at Playwrights Horizons in November of 2019. Playwrights Horizons, speaking of new music and new work, they're incredible.
So let's welcome Rona Siddiqui to the show.
Rona. Hey.
Hi, Rona. Your musical, One Good Day, was named one of the best new musicals of 2014 by the Festival of New American Musicals, and you just won the ASCAP Harold Adamson Award for Lyrics.
Cheers, congrats.
Thank you. ASCAP has been one of my biggest champions throughout my career. I'm so grateful. So grateful to ASCAP.
Oh, not to be outdone, but your songs have graced the Little New Music stages 3 times. So Rona, can you just give us just a quick roundup of what inspires you and how do you work?
I mean, music is to me the best tool that I have to, create heightened emotion and to, create a moment of catharsis for people or make people laugh. And I want to connect with an audience and create empathy. And so music is my tool. It's what I use.
Well, we are happy to have those 3 songs that Keela just mentioned, some snippets from each of them to share right now with our audience. So we're going to do that, and then we'll hear a little bit more from you afterward about the songs.
Okay.
I am your matriarch, a leader in arms, a lover like no other who won't take no shit. A wise innovator, silver now and better later, hate no hater of people, and the justice of life. This is for the creators of life, give me life, tell me stories, sing me songs, sing me songs, sing me songs. Each and murmurs, looking rhymes, my own journey's changing time. Truth stares down, invaders like Malala, brain takes heed, trusty amygdala. Make mistakes, we will say, mind severed, mouth severed, heart severed. The pieces of us all strewn about, right to plant their seeds of doubt. Time to listen to the song that has been here all along. I mindfully enter the train and make my way toward the end seat, toward the blessed end seat. Om Shanti. Oh no, that woman did not just yoink that seat from under me, so that now I have to stand because the other seats are taken in some effed up version of a dog musical chant. Oh, karma's a bitch. It's fine, it's fine. I'll just mouth and pose it out. All the way to yoga, all the way to yoga. If this guy hits me in the shoulder with his backpack one more time, I swear to God, I mean, what kind of moron keeps his backpack on when we're all packed in like licorice sticks? Like, does he think he owns this train or has the right to take my space? Just because I'm small does not mean I am not entitled to exist. Really, dude? Don't cry, don't cry. Just focus on your goal and get your ass to yoga, get your ass to yoga. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. I try to catch my breath as I walk the block to yoga, walk the block to yoga. And I'm power walking now because I'm running very late. And I totally don't mind these clueless tourists all around me because they're not in my path except for this guy who just passed me and is now walking in front of me and staring at his cell phone, so he's slowed to half the pace. So I'll just have to move it physically, which is fine because I'm super strong from taking all this yoga. Move! But the one thing I know about being a man is they won't shed a tear and then shit hits the fan and they cringe at the thought and then run from the wire. This is the lesson in the life. 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 Some will get angry and say it's there, right there. Fire their cannons and shoot out the light. And finally one morning they'll vanish from sight like a joke that's unfinished. And I'll never get it. I'll search for the punchline, but you never said it. So I'll walk ahead and try to forget it, but never will I. Never will I.
Incredible. I am your matriarch, featuring some of our ladies who were in Frozen at Disneyland. With the Expecting Marie France, I have to say, sometimes I have to pant to that myself. and Lesson in the Lie with the incredible Carly Hughes, who actually just posted a very touching tribute to and Ryan King, who was a Broadway legend that we just lost. So I remember these songs so well, Rona. Can you just kind of tell us a little bit about each of them and how they're different to you?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I want to acknowledge that those performers are just so fierce, and that I have actually never, even though I'm from Southern California, I've never been able to be at a concert. And now that I am in Southern California right now, we have to be virtual. And so that's like a little bumming me out, but that's okay, because I'm delighted to be with you right now. But yeah, so I just find it interesting that I feel like the right opportunity comes at the right time. You know, when I wrote Matriarch for a nymph concert. And so what was brewing in my mind at that time was I was interested in celebrating the feminine qualities that live in all of us and how they can be used to make a better world. And then with Om Shanti Om, I was actually, that was a Muse match. There's a concert in a series in New York called Muse Match, where they pair a performer and a writer together, and we go on a little blind date, and the writer writes a song based on that performer's life. And so the performer I wrote that for was a budding yoga instructor. So, and then Marie France just like knocked that out of the park so well. It was so cool. And then Lesson in the Lie, is a song about how toxic masculinity can really take down everybody around it. And that was based on a story of a friend of mine who lost her fiance to suicide. So it kind of runs the whole gamut, and you never know what's going to come at what time, you know?
Yeah, I remember all those songs too. And, we've had your songs on our show over the years. And I'm curious, since you've been writing music for a while, would you say your approach, your style have changed over time? And if so, how?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always evolving. And when I was in NYU's graduate musical theater writing program, that was really the moment to explore and be challenged by my peers in the program and see, like, you kind of like are like, oh my gosh, they did this really complex thing. Now I have to do this really complex thing. And you start getting really like mathy and crazy. And then after I got out of there, I kind of more remembered my true voice and what my influences are, which are more pop and R&B infused. So that's kind of what I always lean on. But I'm always exploring, new ways to communicate and new sounds. So I never like to just rest on my laurels and say, oh, this is the one sound that I do or the one thing that I do.
It sounds like an ever-evolving process, and it just gets better and better through time. And I mean, you're able to grab every kind of emotion, and we just can't wait to hear what's next. So speaking of which, this wouldn't be a little new music without a little new music. I hear that you've got a brand new song for us. Rona, would you mind setting this up for us and telling a little bit about your new song?
Yeah. So this came out of a scene and song that was commissioned by a theater company called Live and in Color for Emerson College. And it was inspired by, in the moment I was writing it, the Black Lives Matter movement was in full force. The protests were happening every day. So in the scene, the character who's played by Raleigh Mosley for tonight, he is a Black Lives Matter organizer who's just like exhausted spiritually, emotionally, physically. He's been out there every day for weeks. And he's seeing his newborn niece for the very first time. And so this is his response to his niece.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
I've been bruised and I've been battered and I've been left for dead. Spent so much time confined in my solitary heart. Sometimes all I can do is to ride my car, looking for something, trying to get lost, try not to feel the weight of it all. And I wanna give up, I wanna check out of this life. I wanna feel liberated from this daily hell. And every day the only thing that gets me through is the thought of you and what you can do, my little savior. I've been jostled on this journey, searching for the light, wading through the mud, just trudging through this moonless night. Sometimes I raise my head, looking for a star, looking for something, trying to get found, trying to see the good of it all. But I wanna give up, I wanna check out of this life, I wanna feel liberated from this fear. And every day the only thing that gets me through is the thought of you and what you can do, my little savior. And I see your face, and my heart expands, and the fear subsides. And I know it's fate that I'm in your hands, so I'll trust the love that guides, and I won't give up. I will endure the slings and arrows, come what may, and every day I'll be here to help you grow, 'cause nurturing you is what I must do to help me get through. I'll be there for you, my little savior, my little savior. Amen. Wow. This is the church. I love the gospel sound, Rona. I was
Thank
surprised
you.
by that. I mean, you've got such a breadth of different genres in your brain, and you can just like really take us there. So that was amazing, and a wonderful performance by the up and coming newcomer, Raleigh Mosley.
Raleigh Mosley. Oh my gosh. He's so great. I just met him a few weeks ago in Florida.
Hey, it's all about timing, right?
Yeah.
This is all the stars are aligning. So we're just so happy that you were able to share that. Both of you were able to share that piece with us.
Yeah.
We're going to be asking. We're going to be taking questions from our audience really soon. So folks, go ahead, ask your questions in the comments. But real quickly, Rona. So do you have a preference, dramedy versus comedy?
Honestly, it all for me comes from the same place. So it's just so circumstantial, and I mean, maybe my inner Rona is mostly drawn to comedy, but it all comes. Even the comedic songs I take very seriously because my character takes it very seriously, and so I love them all.
That's what makes it work. I mean, I have to say, even though Om Shanti Om is like a comedic song, I've definitely sung it in traffic in LA, calm and peace.
Yeah.
So, Rona, what is next for you? What do you got coming up?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, hi, Raleigh.
Hi, Raleigh. Oh,
hey!
Yay! So right now, actually, I have a show up at Amos called Hip Hop Cinderella that you can watch online, which was super exciting and fun to write during this quarantine time, and write, produce all during this quarantine. I'm also rewriting Salamedina Tales of a Afghan right now. There's a few other musicals I'm collaborating on at the moment. And I have some commissions at the moment. And I am now the program director for Berkeley NYC's new Writing and Design for Musical Theater program. So I'm not doing much at all.
Just a few things.
Hi, Kayan.
So Kayan has a question here. What's new in 2021 for you?
Yes. Yeah, Kayan. I mean, I'm working on like 3 different musicals right now, and I don't know how it is for you. My brain has trouble, like kind of like flitting between everything. So I kind of am trying to be like, okay, December, I'm working on this one. January, I'll work on this one, and hope that I'm hitting all the deadlines to make everybody happy. But so just lots of writing and getting a brand new program for writing musicals off the ground, like with a completely blank slate. So it's very exciting. It's a good time for me, actually. It's really been, I feel very grateful.
That's awesome. Do we have other questions from our audience? I wanted to see if
questions.
So Eric Cornwell asks, were these all solo writing efforts, and how does that compare with collaborative projects?
All the songs that you heard tonight were solo efforts, but I also love collaborating. I find it, it pushes you out of your box. I think when I'm writing music and lyrics together, I think maybe sometimes I just fall into the same habit. So when somebody else hands me a lyric, it kind of jerks me to think of something new, which I love. So yeah.
Awesome. Keela, you've got a question I want to ask here?
Oh, so, Rona, in today's climate, things are a little intense. How are you responding to that? Is it informing your writing, or are you kind of just waiting to see what happens? How do you see the future?
I feel like I'm constantly responding, in any given moment. Like during the whole, lead up to the election, I was part of a group called Just One Step for Democracy, and I was writing a short series of Schoolhouse Rock songs called Knowledge Rules, where I would explain like, this is what gerrymandering is, or this is why SCOTUS is important. So I have a whole song about voting and why we should vote. My Little Savior came out of the Black Lives Matter moment. I wrote a song for Wicked's 16th anniversary called the Token Goat Song, which Michael Kilgore sang. Oh, there's Michael. Wow. Which is about tokenism and being kind of that minority in the room, and the pressure that is, and the energy that takes, and how we respond to that. So I feel like I'm constantly responding to what's happening around me.
Yeah, the work never really stops, does it?
No, never.
Fantastic.
Drew Fornarola has a question for you on Facebook. Are you listening to anything you love these days?
Hey, Drew. Yeah, I am listening to Taylor Swift. I like, as I'm leading into this musical theater writing program, and I want to think about like, what examples can I pull from not musical theater that exemplify great storytelling? Man, Taylor Swift.
Prolific.
She can tell a story. She can tell.
I mean, if I may, I think Drew was hoping the answer to the question was, well, Drew Fornarola, of course.
Well, and of course, everything that Drew writes all the time, because I'm a huge Drew Fornarola fan.
So if you could, what movie would you turn into a musical?
Ooh. Okay, I like that question. This is going to be a little obscure. There was a film, maybe it's not, maybe it's like a cult. I think it's like a cult favorite. It's from the 70s, and I believe it's called The Warriors. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's about a gang in New York that's trying to get back to their home base in Coney Island, but all the other gangs in New York are like against them because they think that they broke this truce. And so it's this like amazing journey like of this gang trying to get back to Coney Island.
I'm here for this. The Warriors, the musical. Hello. And of course you thought about that. Hey, I know you're busy in 2021, but
Yeah, I don't think anybody has the rights, so maybe at some point we'll.
Fantastic. Well, thanks everyone for your audience questions. Now, Rona, while we have
wait, hold on. We got one more question that just came
wow.
in.
So many people watching.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
Kevin asks, how did the Emerson Commission materialize? Emerson? Berkeley? You're putting Boston on the map.
Yes. Go Boston. So my friend Dev, who is the artistic director of the theater company Live and in Color, he was slated to direct Emerson's main stage production, which I think was Godspell, and then which got canceled, of course, because of the coronavirus. So I think Emerson and Dev were trying to be clever in what's something that we can do to create for the students and create opportunities for new writers. So it was a very cool collaboration.
Great. Anything else?
Ooh, how long does it take to write a song? Says Harris Young. Oh my goodness, that's a good question, Harris. Sometimes it takes an hour, and sometimes it takes weeks and weeks. It very much depends. And I would say if it is taking me weeks and weeks, I have to constantly be thinking, am I doing the right thing? If inspiration is so hard to come, is there a problem with what I'm trying to say or how I'm trying to say it? So you're constantly having to ask yourself those questions, because I think, I have all the skills and the tools, so it should be able to flow pretty easily, I think. That's a really good question.
Great questions tonight, folks. Thanks so much for participating. Now, Rona, we do have our Spotlight Series questions that we'd like to ask every writer who's our guest. So, Rona, are you ready for your spotlight?
I'm ready.
Rona, what was the first musical you ever saw?
The first musical I ever saw was Annie. It was Annie, and it's just making me think so much of Anne Reinking.
Dear Reinking, amazing.
Yeah.
All right, our second question, who would you drop everything to go see perform live today, dead or alive?
I don't know if you meant for this to be like a theater performer, but I always regret that I never saw Rage Against the Machine live. And they're a band I very much loved growing up.
Great, unexpected answer. Love that. Love that. And who will play you in the musical version of you, Rona, of your life?
Which is a really funny question, because Salam Medina Tales of a Afghan is the musical version of my life. But I'm kind of trying to think of like famous people. I think Hassan Minhaj would totally get me. So I think he would do a great Rona. And with Maz Jobrani as my dad, I think that would be really fun.
Amazing.
Well, Rona, it has been an absolute pleasure to spend this evening with you. We can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been so fun.
So you that are watching at home, you can watch any of Rona's songs that have been performed on our stage or on our YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com/a-little-new-music, and I think it's going to show up in your chat.
Yeah, I think they're actually going to put a little link so you can just pull up a playlist of all 3 songs. And while you're checking out Rona songs, please consider supporting A Little New Music using that QR code up there on the screen, just to the right of Keela. Every dollar makes a difference, and it helps us compensate our performers and writers, including Rona, for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for your support. We also want to give a shout out to the team behind the scenes that's been helping us out here, that made tonight possible. Here is A Little New Music co-executive producer, Amy Francis Shaw. Ladies and gentlemen, are you out there, Amy?
Hi, y'all. This has been great. Love having Rona on. Love all of these songs so much. I want to say a special thanks to Ryan Baldwin, who has been our StreamYard guru, and Travis Leland, who has been a performer with A Little New Music, but right now you're seeing him in all your little chats. He's sending you all those useful, helpful links and being just a really great part of the team. So thank you, guys.
Special thanks also to Peter Welkin and Chris Makish for their steadfast support of A Little New Music.
Of course. We also would like to again thank ASCAP Foundation for their support and New Musicals Incorporated for their partnership.
So thanks again to Rona for joining us tonight. We really love you, and we're so happy to have you with us here.
Thank you. Thank you, Luke.
Of course, we want to wish everyone out there a happy holidays, and we hope that you're able to celebrate and however that you can, and being safe. If you can be with family or just virtually, obviously the spirit is there, and we just, we want to make sure that everybody is able to be happy.
And Amy, you want to add a little something?
Oh, sure. I was just thinking, and we'll be back again in 2021, which we are looking forward to very, very much. I think we're all ready for 2021. And we have our first show then coming up on January the 5th. And coming up in the new year, I can tell you we have some exciting names. We have Kion Hersey, we have Anna K. Jacobs, and we have Mr. Rob Rokicki. So there's some other exciting people we're talking to. I can't quite tell you about that yet, but definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and keep catching up with all these awesome writers that we love to get to showcase.
Mark your calendars, folks. Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. We're coming back.
We'll see y'all in the new year. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Cheers.
Bye.